Hey guys, this is Ray with PhoneArena reporting to you from IFA 2015. What you're looking at right now is the Samsung Gear S2 smartwatch. And in this video, I wanted to give you a bit of an overview of this device's functionality because I've been playing with it for a while here. And I've come to think that it's actually packed with pretty neat features. Not something you see from every smartwatch out there, so it really seems feature-packed to me. So let's take a look at exactly what it offers. So I gather you already know how it functions with the rotating bezel here that you can swipe between different stuff. So that's how you get around. Right here at the upper center, there is the watch face. This is the home screen of the watch. Now, first up, let's clear something out. This button right here, the upper key, is the back button. It functions like a back button. So if I'm here, then I tap the back button, I'm taken back to the watch face. And this button right there is the home or applications button. So if I'm somewhere here, if I tap it, I'm gonna go back to the watch face, but I'm at the watch face, and if I tap it, I'm gonna be taken to my apps screen. Tap the back button, go back to the home screen. Tap the menu button, tap the menu button again, and I'm back at the home screen again. So that's how you get around the Samsung Gear S2. Now let's see what its software has to offer. So this is your watch face, and it's I guess the most important thing of this smartwatch. There are a number of very interesting and fun-looking watch faces in the S2, and you can change your watch face by tapping and holding on the home screen. That's how you enter the watch face menu. Again, you can either use the touch screen to swipe left and right, or alternatively use the rotating bezel to move around, which is actually the way funner method of getting around the watch. So that's how you choose your different watch faces. Let's take a look. What we have here is a classic type of watch face, another modern utility watch face, a neon one. All of this will work well in suiting your own personal style. But what I wanted to show you actually is that some of these watch faces are actually very feature packed, and they do have their practical aspect. So here's a very interesting watch face. It's the activity bubbles, and as you can probably guess already, the gray bubble here gets bigger and bigger the more time we spent inactive, and on the contrary, the green bubble is eventually going to get bigger as we move around more. So that's very fun way of the watch portraying your activity status. Now let's check out something else. We have the heart wave. This one is centered around your heartbeat rates. You can see there is a maximum and minimum heartbeats for the last few hours. Another pixel heart watch face, which is once again centered around your heartbeat. Another digital watch, which actually shows you not only the time and date, but also the steps you've made throughout the day. Let's take a look at something else. This one is another activity-focused watch. The less you move, the fewer the particles right there you're going to see. The more you move, the more particles are moving around. So it's another fun watch face, and I also think that they not only serve their purpose well, but they also look cool. For example, let me show you another one, which is the World Time Watch. So this watch face not only shows you the time in different capital cities, but also if I tap on some of the cities, I'm immediately taken to it. So this is New York, it gives me the date and they're 6 hours behind. the time 6 hours behind. For example, Beijing, there it is. Beijing is 6 hours ahead of us right now. We go to London, they're 1 hour behind us. So you can see that Samsung is put in the effort of not only giving you this watch face with a few world clocks here, but you can also take things a bit further by tapping on the CDs, being presented with nice animation and some additional details. It's pretty neat. So that's how watch faces are going to work with the Gear S2. If you start rotating to the left of the watch face, what you see right there are your notifications. So to the left of the watch face are the notifications. Right now we have a missed email. We also have a missed call and a missed message. If I tap on the message, naturally I'm going to visit the messaging app, and we are given a bunch of options to reply right from the watch. So option number 1 is to reply with a voice message. Option number 2 is to reply with an emoticon. And option number 3 is actually an on-screen keyboard, which is very fun. If I tap on the text area here, okay, and that's how it looks like. It's actually a T9 keyboard, which is actually going to work pretty well, I think, even on this small display size. It's just very, very neat that Samsung is giving you the option to, you know, to reply to messages with a keyboard straight from the watch. Sure, the experience is not going to be ideal, but at least you can do it, and it doesn't really look that bad. So back to my notifications. See, that's absolutely a back button right there. And so what happens if we rotate to the right of the watch face? Well, what we see right there are the widgets that we have on this particular Gear S2 smartwatch. But first, I've noticed that always the first page right here is dedicated to a button leading you to the apps screen, a button for activating as voice. We're going to the settings and your buddies list, which are naturally your favorite contacts. So this is your buddies list for quick, for starting a quick chat with them. This is how it looks like. So I'm going back now. And so moving forward, these are our widgets that are installed on the Samsung Gear S2, and naturally they're based on the installed applications on the watch. So if you continue installing more applications, chances are that you'll be able to put more widgets right here in this menu. So what do we have here? Here is a fun S-Health widget, which actually lets us keep track of our coffee and our water intake for the day, which is very fun, very easy also. Here is our agenda view. It's basically a month calendar, but if you tap on it, you're taken to the calendar app, which actually presents you with your full agenda, which is pretty neat. So you can swipe through your events for the day like this, and you can even get more information if you tap on a specific appointment, which is very deep functionality for a smartwatch. What else do we have? We have another S-Health widget right here, which is an activity widget. Shows us how much time we've spent moving around, moving less or not moving at all. Here is the heartbeat measurement widget. If you tap it, it's going to start to measure your heart rate, which I think is not going to work very well right now, so let's cancel it. Here is your music player widget. Just tap here and your phone is going to start playing your music. Also, you can easily change the volume here, which is another piece of fine functionality built right into the Gear S2. Here is the weather widget. It very easily shows you the current weather conditions. Another agenda widget right there. Your steps, step meter, and so on. And you can very easily customize these widgets. You see, if you can go to the ending page right there, you can tap on the plus sign and you can then customize the widgets that you have. So back to the home screen. Now the next logical place for us to visit is the apps screen. So you can do so either by coming to the second page here and tapping the apps button, or just tapping the home apps button like this. So this is how your applications look on the Samsung Gear S2 in its Tizen based operating system. They're arranged in this circular formation here, and they're also separated into pages. If you reach the end of the page, you're automatically taken to the next one, which is very neat. So it works like this. When we come to the end of the to your apps list, there is the button here which will take you to the App Store, and you'll be able to install additional applications to your Gear S2. Okay, so going back now, and you can see that navigating around these apps is very easy, and I have to also add, it's also very fun by using the rotating bezel right there. So great interface idea by Samsung there. So okay, so these are our applications. You can see it's pretty much the what you might expect. We have the messages application here. You can take a look at your messages, very cool. Then there is the phone application. Take a look at your calls. You can also initiate a call right from here, which is great for any smartwatch. There's S Health. If you visit it, it's also you can see that's the theme here. That's how applications are basically going to work. You can either swipe through them using the bezel, or of course using the touch screen if you prefer that. But let me just show you how deep this application, for example, is. We have settings, dedicated settings for the S Health app. There's also our once again our coffee and our water intake, but if we tap right there, we can actually see our progress, how much water we've taken historically, which is very nice thing to find in a smartwatch application. Then we have the heartbeat, the heart rate section of the application. Once again, historic data of how your heart rate has been, doing during the recent days, which is very useful information. How much you've moved, how much you've cycled, how much you've walked. The very nice thing about the Gear S2 is that it is set to automatically detect the type of activity you're doing, so you're not required to log anything. You're not required to remember or to write down and then input your different activities manually. Now it's gonna attempt to automatically register all of your activity types, which is very cool because let's be honest, how many of us lock these things manually in our smartwatches? Provided it works well, it will be a very cool piece of functionality if it manages to automatically register different activity types. So we have Nike Plus application right there, the watches settings, as you can see, different display options, watch faces, always on functionality, which is a must for any self-respecting smartwatch out there. You hear that, Apple? Now there is the brightness option. bunch of different brightness settings, which don't really seem to work right now, but let's keep in mind that we're working with early versions of the device right there. Okay, looks like we've entered some kind of a weird state, which is not pleasant, but once again, these are prototype devices, so let's be patient and wait. Okay, it's fixed now, so let's just wait until the start of October, when Samsung is going to roll out the Gear S2 and Gear S2 Classic, the slightly more conservative variant of the Gear S2 that you see right there. So once again, your schedule, you can actually swipe through different months, and upon tapping on a month, you see the agenda for this month, which is very nice. Going back once again, there is S-Voice for your voice commands. There is the weather application. You can add a number of cities right there, and as we tap on it, on a certain city, we're taken to this way more detailed weather forecast, which is very useful, and it's powered by AccuWeather, as you can see. So pretty nice feature right there. Let's go back. Moving on to the next page. Now, and you also, in addition to rotating through the different applications, you can also jump to a specific one, of course, just by tapping on it, like this. If I want to go straight to the Phonebook, I just tap on the Phonebook and I'm in. So it's not mandatory that you rotate the bezel. In the next page we have an alarm application. Let's check that out. Let's add an alarm. And once again, you're once again using the rotating bezel in order to set your alarm, which makes things very, very easy. Let's say we want an alarm for 9 o'clock, 9:30 actually. And it's also very intuitive. If you saw that, I just tapped on the minutes there, and I'm ready to set my the minutes. Oh, I'm tapping next, and I can even set the repetition scheme for my alarm. I want it to ring every day. Okay, next, save, and the alarm is set, just like that. So it's very useful. There's also a timer, stopwatch, and music player, the gallery application where we can watch, where we can view our photos. You see, Samsung has provided a bunch of circular photos. Of course, that's not gonna be the way that your typical photos from your phone look like, but still the display of the watch isn't that small, so viewing photos is still gonna be a thing on the Gear S2. But going back, there's the music player. Naturally, you can control your music right from the watch, and then you get third-party applications like Bloomberg, like CNN. Let's visit the CNN app and see what happens there. So we're presented with some top stories. Once again, fully integrated with the rotating bezel. Just by rotating the bezel, I'm jumping between different sections of the application. Just like that. I'm picking up, I'm choosing a section, then I'm presenting with a list of the latest stories from this section, which is very cool. And we can even read the whole article on the Gear S2, like this. Well, obviously it's not the whole article. It's probably just a part of it, and at the end we are presented with the option to continue reading on the phone. Okay, let's see if there's anything else of interest here. Moving on to the next page, email. That's always good to have on your smartwatch. Here's a sample email message. That's how it looks like. Interestingly, it does show us a picture inside an email, which is very advanced functionality for a smartwatch, and I'm really looking forward to seeing if the Gear S2 features HTML functionality for the email app? Probably not, but at least the fact that it's showing us attached pictures here is a good sign that wearable email is becoming a thing. Okay, so Find My Phone, Maps application, of course, using navigation through a smartwatch, always been a handy thing, and so on and so forth. As you can see, different apps here. Let's see if we can get more apps from the store. At this time, it does seem that the store is offline, which is understandable, given that the watch is yet to arrive on the market. So that, guys, was my in-depth walkthrough the interface of the Samsung Gear S2 smartwatch, because I felt that it's packing some pretty neat functionality, and I wanted to show you with a bit more of a detail how things work in the Gear S2. So stay tuned for the watch's official launch. As I said, it's going to be available in the start of October, and it's going to work not only with Samsung Galaxy phones, but also any Android phone with Android 4.4 KitKat and up, or 1.5 gigs of RAM or more. And we've also heard rumors that Samsung might be looking into making the Gear S2 work with iPhones, but I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see about that. So thanks for watching. Visit us, PhoneArena.com, for more details.